Thanks for joining us for a few minutes prior to the start of the 2022 PNC Championship. Busy man of late. I know you've got some reps under your belt. Just a few thoughts on being here this week with Charlie and how special that is.
Well, anytime I get a chance to spend time with my son, it's always special. And to do it in a competitive forum for us, it's the last couple of years have been magical, and to be able to do it again, we're looking forward to it. And then on top of that, to do it with basically our extended family and the Thomases, it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow.
You get the sense that you're the second most watched person out here this week?
That's nothing wrong with that. As long as the people are, excited about coming out here and supporting us and supporting all the legends and the people who are in this event, it's always special. For me as a younger player and watch some of the mannerisms between father and son. I just wish I could have been out there on the range a little earlier watching Lee hit some balls. There's nothing better than that, but I'll get to see him tomorrow.
Okay, well, we'll take a few questions, and if you got a question, just right over here by the microphone, please. Don't be shy.
Tiger?
Yeah, Rex.
How's your foot?
Yeah, it's good.
Has it been... Bad question. Has it gotten better as far as practice goes?
I can practice. I just can't walk. So that's... when you're dealing with the planner like this, it's just one of those things where I need rest, and I haven't exactly been doing that.
Charlie, okay, it looked like he was limping a little bit.
He is. His ankle's not exactly, well, it's better than mine, so.
It's not saying much.
It's just, the way it goes. Just kind of bad timing on it, but we'll be ready to come game time tomorrow.
How much, your fourth tournament, fourth and a half, if you count a match like that, aside from what this tournament is and what it means, is it just fun to be out? Have you kind of missed it this year?
Yeah, well, I played more this year than I certainly thought at the beginning of the year. I was just hoping, as I said to you guys earlier, just to play the British Open at St. Andrews. But I got a chance to play in 3 major championships. So that's far more than what I had expected going into the year. So it's been a positive.
Are you at a point where you can predict what you think you might or do next year? Or
no, not yet. Because if I didn't have this planner feeling like this, then yes, I could tell you that, and I'd have a better idea. But I'm supposed to be resting this thing and stretching and kind of letting it heal, but I'm not doing that at the moment.
It's going well.
Tiger, as the father of a junior golfer, what's the difference between a good golf guy and being like a bad golf guy?
I think that being any kind of, any parent in any sport, I think it's being supportive and being encouraging. I've been fortunate enough that, my father was into golf and understood sports. He played sports. So from that standpoint, understanding the verbiage and understanding the work ethic, what it takes to play sports at a high level. And then being a parent, you always want to be the protector and guider of them and teach them skills that they will need in life when you're not around. And so that's the most important thing about being a parent.
Tiger, last year it seemed like there were a few more smiles on this day. A year ago, how much tougher is it this time around?
Well, it's different, last year at this time my leg was broken and I was still playing, but now that's healed up. But now I get this planner thing that's going on, so pick your poison.
Tiger, is there any chance you make it worse by doing this?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So in other words, are you fearing that you're maybe setting back your recovery a little bit? I mean,
I don't really care about that. I think being there with and alongside my son is far more important. And getting to have a chance to have these experiences with him is far better than my foot being a little creaky.
How much credit do you give yourself in the big picture just for coming back this year? Obviously, it's not the same as winning, all the great things that we've done, but I mean, just that accomplishment, how do you rate that compared to anything else you've done?
Well, it's been a lot harder than people probably imagined. There are some of the players who are very close to me know what I've kind of gone through, and they're the ones that keep encouraging me to back off a little bit. But that's not really in my nature. My nature is just trying to get better, and I have. Through work ethic, I was able to, as I said, play and compete in 3 major championships this year. And this off season hasn't really been an off season. I've kind of ramped things up. But after this, come Monday, we shut it all down and take care of this foot, and so that I can ramp up properly. As you've seen, I can hit golf balls. I can do all that. I can practice at home. I can hit shots around the greens. I can do all that. I just can't get from point A to point B.
Do you have any? Just being able to play with Charlie out that isn't willing to have a creaky foot. That perspective is valuable. How valuable is that to you to recognize that? Well,
just being able to be with my son in any time, just for us to have that father-son bonding moments, whether it's at home or it's a couple of years ago in our first competitive environment. Those are memories, and those are the things that we still talk about. Shots he hit, shots that I hit. But he only refers to the bad ones that I hit. But you guys have all seen it. He made his first eagle, here. And so, those are experiences that I want to be a part of in his life. And it is so happened, we've done a lot of things at home, but to be alongside him, to have caddied for him in junior tournaments, and basically, teach him how to play the game of golf, but also teach life lessons along the way. That it, unfortunately, sometimes I get it. It's like talking to a mirror. My little smart comments come right back at me now.
Babs, right?
Difficult things for elite athletes to be able to prioritize family over their dreams and is this just a point in your career or the accident, or how do you have that perspective? No,
my kids are more important than anything. Families comes first. That was how I was raised. It was family, education, then whatever sport I was playing in, and that was one of the reasons why I switched the directive of the foundation, why that I'm involved in my kids' lives, and it's been frustrating because most of their childhood I was hurt and I wasn't able to attend their soccer games or play in the backyard and practicing with Charlie, or do wind sprints with Sam. I wasn't able to do any of that because most of that stuff, most of their childhood, my back was bad. But now they're at an age where they understand it. But we're still able to have fun in different ways, and we compete nonstop in everything we do, and I love it.
Babs, right here.
Tiger, Charlie's obviously year over year bigger physically, stronger. Where have you seen the biggest growth in his game?
Just understanding how to. This is what I was taught by my dad, is understanding how to fix it when on the fly when I'm not around. And one of the reasons why I always tell him why we're doing what we're doing, so that he can retrace his steps. And when he gets a little off, now he knows what to go back to and understand that, okay, if I hit that shot, that's that pattern, this is the fix. And you got to be able to, when you're playing tournament golf, you have to understand that in tournament golf, you got to make that switch on the fly and trust it. And that's where I've seen the biggest growth when I've caddied for him in events, or I watched him play. I can see him rehearsing shots, and okay, he's trying to get out of that pattern. He feels this, and I can just see it. And then we talk about it, and we discuss it. And then we move on and drop it, and then we go do something else.
Get a few more right here, and then we'll come back over here.
What was your favorite moment out on the course today with Charlie?
The whole thing. The whole experience of being out there with him. We've been trying to get ready for this. He hasn't practiced as much as he has the last couple of years. He's had midterms, and those are more important than golf. So he's been hitting balls in the simulator just because it's daylight, and we got to get his studies in. And by the time he's done with that and prep for midterms, then it's already dark. So we've been trying to kind of cram in what the ball is doing in the air here lately, and today was a good example of that.
Right here.
Have you found that you thought a little bit more about your legacy this year than in years past?
Yes. Yeah. The golf ecosystem has forced everybody to rethink, how we look at the game and how we need to make the game better. So this whole year, for all of us who've been a part of golf, we've had to look at it from a different lens.
Do you feel that there have been positive changes in that time?
Yes, I do. I really do. I think that golf has had to re-look at itself globally and how it can be better and how we can make the portals for the next generation of players better. So, I mean, you look at the average age of the President's Cup. I mean, it was like 26 years old. It's not like the Ryder Cups and President's Cups I was a part of when I first came out here. Most of the guys were in their 30s and 40s. Golf has become younger, and we need to have access for these kids to be able to experience that now.
We got time for one more.
The importance of this event to you, how much would it mean for you to win it?
Well, we've come close. We've gotten better each year, so we're trending.
All right, finish up right here.
Two questions for you.
Yeah.
You said in the Bahamas that you were grateful that you were able to help Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Charlie. Now being in that role that your dad was for you, is there a fond moment that you remember between your dad and yourself?
One of the all-time best moments. Well, not moments, but it was just like a phase because I wasn't old enough to play the Navy golf course at the time. Is that we go onto the old back nine, which was across the runway, and we go back in the corner and hit balls. And so we have our own little shag balls, and I got them mostly out of the ditch from other players hitting balls, and those are my shag balls. And he'd have his shag balls. We go out there in the old back nine in the corner, and we hit balls, and I'd pick the trees on the right to hit to, and he'd pick the trees on the left to hit to. And then we play in the last 3 holes kind of towards dark, and it was game on. And so it was, okay, you do your work, I do my work, and then let's go head to head.
You do that with Charlie?
Oh, we do it all the time.
And one other question. I had Planter being a runner. What's specific therapy, if anything?
I'm doing everything.
I know
I'm doing everything. It's frustrating because each and every day I have to do it, and then on top of that, it's trying to sleep in the damn boot. It's no fun. Yeah, I know. And my left leg is bleeding sometimes because the boot hits it, and it's just like it's annoying. But it's one of those things that, hey, I'm grateful to have this limb, and it's mine. It's not some fake or fake limb. It's mine. And yes, there's some issues with it, but I still have it.
Okay. All right.